the pain like.
Hey guys, dearyoongi here, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be discussing the news of the Black label confirming that the company will be debuting a co-ed group. So first of all, we'll look at the news itself before also introducing each of the members, because some of them we do know a little bit about already. We are then going to look at some of the controversies that have been surrounding this group already, even pre-debut, as well as my thoughts and how well do we expect this group to do. So without further ado, let's get started. First of all, let's discuss the announcement that the Black label will be debuting a new group. The Black label, best known as a subsidiary of the label YG Entertainment, has recently announced that it will be launching its first co-ed group. The group will be named ALLDAY Project and consists of 3 female members, Annie, Bailey, and Youngseo, and 2 male members, WooChan and Tarzzan. We'll look into them in more detail soon. And the members actually announced their own inclusion in the group via their Instagram accounts. The group is set to release their first single, Famous, later in June on the 23rd. And from the concept images we have received so far, it appears as though they are going to have a 90s, 2000s hip-hop style concept. This is definitely backed up by the fact that their producer will be Teddy, who is likely best known for his work with none other than YG Entertainment's BLACKPINK, and now more recently the Black label's rookie girl group MEOVV. Okay, that's it for the news itself. You're all caught up. Thanks guys for watching. No, I'm kidding. Pretty short and sweet, but the group are still pre-debut, of course. However, with that being said, we do already have a fair bit of information on the members themselves, so let's now introduce the ALLDAY Project members and what we know about them so far. First of all, starting with Annie. Annie Moon, or just Annie as her stage name will be, is the oldest member of ALLDAY Project and was born in Seoul on the 23rd of January 2002, so she's currently 23 years old, and she spent some time in New York growing up. Annie does have modeling experience, but may best be known for when she has been teased by the Black label in the past. They revealed her in 2024 as a potential member of MEOVV. The label did later confirm that she would not be debuting with the MEOVV members due to personal reasons. Annie has also been gaining some attention from fans due to a specific famous relative, or a few of them. Her great-grandfather, Lee Byung-chul, founded the Samsung Group. His daughter, Lee Myung-hee, is the chairwoman of the Shinsegae Group, a South Korean department store franchise. Her daughter, aka Annie's mother, Chung Yoo-kyung, is also a director at this company. This therefore makes Annie a 4th generation chaebol. A chaebol is a large industrial South Korean conglomerate which is run and controlled by an individual or very rich families. Okay, we'll work in age order, so next up we have Tarzzan. Lee Chaewon, or Tarzzan as his stage name will be, was born in Ulsan, South Korea on the 27th of September 2002, making him currently 22 years old. He's likely going to be quite a prominent dancer within ALLDAY Project, as he does have experience in this field. He has won several dance awards and competitions domestically and internationally. Like Annie, he also has modeling experience, but aside from this, K-pop fans may also recognize him from his music video appearances. He appeared in Idol's music video for their song I Do, and NewJeans' Supernatural MV. Next up, we have Bailey. Bailey Sok, better known now by her stage name Bailey, was born on the 24th of February 2004 in California, making her currently 21 years old. Bailey was also originally rumored to be a member of MEOVV as a Black label trainee, but she ultimately did not make it. Despite Bailey only being 21 years old, you'd be surprised by the influence she has had on the K-pop industry thus far. Bailey has been choreographing since the age of 14 and is credited for her contributions to several K-pop choreographies. These include Taemin's Idea, Shinee's Don't Call Me, Aespa's Savage, Taeyang's Shung, and the updated dance break for Lisa's track Money. Tarzzan is not the only member to have made music video appearances, as Bailey has also appeared in Jackson Wang's music video for his song Cruel. And just to further emphasize that Bailey is in no way new to the limelight, she has in fact also already had several endorsement deals with multiple big name brands. Samsung, ironic I know now considering her groupmate, Givenchy, Nike, Yves Saint Laurent, and Ray-Ban. That is quite a resume for somebody pre-debut. The next member for us to discuss is WooChan. WooChan, or as we know him, WooChan, was born in Seoul on the 20th of January 2005, making him just 20 years old. WooChan is another member who we have already seen being quite busy in the industry thus far, so fans may recognize him too. WooChan appeared on Show Me the Money 6 as the youngest contestant on the show, while he was still a trainee at Cube Entertainment. He was, however, eliminated in the semi-finals. He later went on to participate in the group OG School Project, which was a collaboration between Cube and Starship Entertainment. He did also debut as a soloist in 2019 with a mixtape he produced. Sometime later, he had left Cube by this point to focus on his studies. However, by January 22, it was revealed that WooChan was a member of Trainee A, which was a pre-debut boy group under Big Hit Music. Ultimately, the group's debut did appear to be cancelled. Aside from this, he also featured in a few music videos. He appeared in idol Soyeon's MV for her song Jelly, and Pentagon's pre-debut music video for their song Young in 2016. And speaking of Pentagon, he also collaborated with Pentagon member Hui on the song Wake Me Up. And last but not least, we have Youngseo. Lee Youngseo, better known as Youngseo, is also from Seoul, South Korea. She was born on the 13th of November 2005, which makes her the group's maknae at just 19 years old. I think she's the ALLDAY Project member most fans recognize from her time as a trainee. She was initially signed to Source Music and trained as the pre-debut group N-Team, which later, after some changes, became NewJeans. Youngseo then competed in the survival show Are You Next in 2023 as a B-Lift Labs trainee. She actually ranked second overall in the competition, meaning she made it to the final group, which we now all know as ILLIT. However, Youngseo decided not to debut with the group and subsequently terminated her contract with B-Lift Labs just a couple months before ILLIT debuted. Just recently, there was a rumor amongst fans that she would debut as part of YG's newly announced girl group. Fans technically weren't a million miles away with this theory, as she will now be debuting as part of a YG subsidiary in the Black label, but probably a lot sooner than fans expected. Okay, so now we have officially met all the members and heard their stories so far. And while some fans are excited that we'll be seeing another co-ed group in the industry, there has unfortunately already been some criticisms and controversies surrounding the members. First of all, let's discuss the accusations of cultural appropriation. From the teaser photos we have received thus far, like we mentioned earlier, it appears the group will be aiming for a hip-hop sort of style, which is very in keeping with the Black label's styles. This in itself is considered dangerous territory sometimes, because while the group can do this sort of concept and pull it off absolutely fine without causing offense to anyone, there will unfortunately be the odd occasion where these K-pop companies miss the mark with the sort of concept they're trying to aim for and end up teetering into the realms of cultural appropriation and offending the audience. This is often done in areas such as song lyrics using African American Vernacular English or AAVE, or the members' styling. The latter appears to be exactly what has happened here. Fans were quick to notice when photos began emerging of the members that Tarzzan appeared to have braids, and when fans explored his Instagram profile, there are various photos of him with his hair styled in this way, despite him being, as far as we know at the moment, fully Korean. His stage name alone has been receiving some critique from fans and raised some eyebrows. His Instagram name is Tarzzan Boy, but the Black label confirmed he'll be debuting with the stage name Tarzzan. I'm sure many of us are familiar with the character, but for those who aren't, Tarzzan is a fictional character created by Edgar Rice Burroughs for the novel Tarzan of the Apes, released in 1912. In this book, the character Tarzan is a feral orphaned child who was raised by apes in the African jungle. The story has of course been adapted many times since, including the famous adaptation by Disney. As you can imagine, this name has sparked debates amongst netizens and potential fans of the group, because as a Korean individual born and raised there, who will not exactly have had experiences with growing up in Africa or surrounded by African culture, therefore netizens have been concerned that the reasoning behind this name and his choice to wear braids might have racial implications. This isn't the only criticism Tarzzan has faced either. Fans have also shared some issues with his social media activity. As the members each announced their participation in ALLDAY Project via Instagram, of course this led fans to delve right into their Instagram histories. Upon doing this, fans were able to find evidence of Tarzzan potentially showing support for the Canadian rapper Tory Lanez, who was convicted of shooting rapper Megan Thee Stallion in the feet during an argument. I don't believe Tarzzan Tarzzan has spoken up about this or the accusations that he supports him. Perhaps he just liked his music and wasn't too sure of the implications of anything criminal he had done. I'm not too sure, to be honest. But we can't really comment much further on this until he does. And last but not least, another controversy, if you can call it that, or perhaps a potential criticism more so of the group, lies with member Annie and her chaebol family status we discussed earlier. While fans are excited to finally see some names we recognise within the industry debuting, such as Bailey, who has choreographed for years, and Youngseo, who has almost debuted but not quite a couple of times, after being so popular on Are You Next, fans appear to have mixed reactions regarding Annie's inclusion in the group. Some fans are apprehensive, already labelling her as a nepo baby, which is basically the idea of somebody who only achieved the level of success they have due to nepotism, aka having a privileged background and successful family who can support them. Other fans have been very excited to see her join the group because it's somebody from such a big background joining an idol group, and this in itself has been generating extra hype on social media, which is an interesting concept. Imagine literally being hyped up before people have really even seen what you can do just because your family is rich. I personally think the fact that she comes from one of the potentially richest families in South Korea is what is coming as a shock to a lot of people. There appears to be a lot of people implying things such as, well, why debut as an idol if you're from a rich family and don't need to do this? Despite the fact that maybe she just wants to. Maybe she has always dreamt of being an idol. We just don't know. Okay, before we finish up today's video, I thought it would be interesting to share my thoughts on the idea of the Black label debuting a co-ed group and the important question everybody is considering, which is this gonna work and will they be successful? I think just from the get-go, there are a few reasons why there will definitely be quite a significant number of people checking out their debut. One, they're debuting under a pretty big label. I know the Black label isn't YG Entertainment, but it's connected to the company, and this connection is enough to pull in a high number of views and get people's attention. And the fact that music will be produced by a well-known producer who works with big artists will help. And two, even though we do have more co-ed groups in the industry now than we may have had, say, 20 years ago, co-ed groups in general are still quite a novelty for K-pop. There really isn't that many when in comparison to the high numbers of girl groups and boy groups we have. So the fact that there are going to be more co-ed groups alone, and this is one of them, that will attract attention, because it's something different for a lot of us. So from the get-go, I don't think this group needs to necessarily be concerned about pulling in views, streams, or even selling albums. Now, as far as long-term success goes, I think this one is still up for debate personally. I know people are going to just assume that they will be successful because they're from a big label, but hear me out, that might not always be the case. The Black label as a company doesn't exactly have the best reputation for maintaining consistency with its artists. They have had artists in the past such as soloist Somi, who appeared to be on a roll with her releases, and then suddenly radio silence from the company. And because they did not keep up this consistency, momentum and buzz for her died down a little bit. The Black label has only debuted one group prior to ALLDAY Project, which is MEOVV, and they have only been around for like a year. So while they may appear to be coming back quite frequently and are on a good upwards trajectory as a group at the moment, we don't exactly know how long this will last with them just being rookies. And especially now the label are planning on managing another group at the same time, we do not have any idea as of yet how good the label will be at dividing its resources to ensure both groups are getting the required attention and regular comebacks or promotions they need. We've mentioned them working with producer Teddy as sort of a positive thing thus far. However, there is an argument to be made that this could either work in ALLDAY Project's favour or against them. Teddy is renowned for creating catchy music that is rather formulaic. He has created many hits for BLACKPINK that were exactly what the audience wanted to hear and that performed well. However, as time has gone on in their careers, some listeners have accused Teddy and his music of sounding and becoming rather samey because a lot of his songs follow that very similar style and formula. Will fans find this style exciting on a new group at first? Maybe so, but will they eventually get bored of it, especially now if we have MEOVV and ALLDAY Project promoting similar music at the same time? There's a potential of this. And just one more concern I do have to address actually lies with the novelty aspect of the group itself, the fact they are a co-ed group. I have been meaning to create a video about co-ed groups in K-pop for so long but never got around to it, and to be honest I wasn't expecting another one to debut so soon. The thing about co-ed groups in K-pop is that the few cases we have experienced had very different outcomes. For example, you had co-ed school in the second gen who didn't exactly have the best ending to the group, with multiple members apparently struggling to get along, and other controversies. But then more recently you had Card in the third gen, and they have appeared to be the polar opposite to this, and much more successful. They're still active to this day. right. Similar to the fact that the Black label hasn't produced enough groups yet for us to use as examples of how well they're able to manage groups, I don't exactly think we have enough examples of previous co-ed groups in K-pop either to use to determine how the ALLDAY Project's career will look. So for the moment, I think everything is still very much up in the air for debate, to be honest. I think the main factor that will determine the group's success from here on out will be how the company decides to play it. Their company has so much power in their hands right now to potentially make or break the group. The buzz for ALLDAY Project will be there because the members are well known, and K-pop fans have waited so long for a big label to create a proper co-ed group that wasn't just a collab song. Some current K-pop fans might have never seen a co-ed group properly debut, but this momentum can die down very quickly and be destroyed if not properly utilized. Okay guys, and that was it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching if you got this far. If you enjoyed this video or found it interesting, please give it a thumbs up, and I would love to hear your thoughts down in the comments. I have a few questions. Are you looking forward to the debut of ALLDAY Project and having another co-ed group in K-pop? Do their controversies or criticisms so far bother you? And how well do you think a co-ed group is going to do in the 5th gen? If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell to hear whenever I upload, and I will see you next time. Bye guys!